Today we'll discuss first chapter of class ninth of Geography, India, size and location. In this chapter we'll discuss about location of our country, its size, India and world. Then we'll discuss about the neighbors of India. First we'll discuss about the location. Our country is lying in the northern hemisphere, that is north of the equator, in between 8 degree 4 minute north and 37 degrees 6 minute northern latitude. And as our country is lying in the eastern hemisphere, also east of the prime meridian, so its longitudinal extent is 68 degrees 7 minute east and 97 degree 25 minute east. Tropic of Cancer, that is 23 and half degree northern latitudes, it divides our country into two equal halves. The northern part is known as subtropical part of India, and the southern part is known as tropical part of India or simply tropical India. In southeast, we are getting Andaman and Nicobar Islands in Bay of Bengal, and in the southwest, we are getting Lakshadweep Islands in Arabian Sea. After that, we'll discuss about the total area of our country. We can say the total area of our country is 32,87,263 square kilometer, or simply 3.28 million square kilometer. This is constituting only 2.4% of the total area of the world. Our country is the seventh largest country in the world, and the total coastline of our country is about 7,516.6 kilometer. This is also including the coastline of island groups also. And with regard to the land frontier of our country, that is about 15,200 kilometer. And in the northwest, in the north east of the India, we are getting young fold mountains, and these young fold mountains are known as Himalayas. And if you will see the shape of our country, what you will see, in the middle it is having maximum width. In the middle it is having maximum width in the middle, and as we are moving toward the north and toward the south, it tapers. So on 22-degree latitudinal extent, it is having maximum width, and it is moving towards the south. Due to the shape of the peninsular plateau of our country, this shape divides the Indian Ocean into two seas. In the east, Bay of Bengal, and in the west, we are getting Arabian Sea. This graph is showing you the countries which are larger than India: Russia, Canada, United States of America, China, Brazil, and Australia. These are the countries which are larger in size than our country. Then, with regard to the latitudinal and the longitudinal extent, in total, both the latitudinal and also longitudinal extent are only 13 degree. And if you will see the west east extent of our country, what you will notice, the west east extent of our country, that is only 2,933 kilometer, and northward extent is 3,214 kilometer. In the sense, north south extent is much larger than the east west extent of our country. And this question is also very important. You may be getting, what is the region due to which north south extent of India is much larger than east west extent? The reason is that, with regard to the, if you will see the parallels of latitudes, they are equidistant, means the distance in between the two parallels of latitude remains same. But if we will take the example of longitude, there is maximum distance in between the two meridians of longitude on equator, and as we are moving toward the pole, the distance in between two meridians of longitude reduces. Then we will discuss about the time gap, or you can say the time lag. There is time lag of 2 hours, in the sense sun rises 2 hours earlier in Arunachal Pradesh and 2 hours later in Gujarat, which is the westernmost state of our country. So, what is the reason behind it? In junior classes, you had studied, to pass through 1 degree of longitude before the sun, Earth takes 4 minutes. So 4 into 30 is equal to 120 minutes. So when 120 minutes will be divided by 60, it will be 2 hours. So there is a time lag of 2 hours in between the eastern and the westernmost state of our country. And in this map you can see dotted line also. This dotted line is the standard meridian of India. The position of this standard meridian of India is 82 degree 30 minute east, which is passing through Mirzapur in UP. And local time shown by this standard meridian is followed throughout the country as standard time. After that, we'll discuss about India and the world. So, with regard to our country, it lies in the south central part of Asia on the head of the Indian Ocean. And the routes across the Indian Ocean, which connect the countries of Europe in the west and the countries of East Asia, provide a strategic central location to our country. And the Deccan Peninsula helps India to establish close contact with West Asia, Africa, Europe from the western coast, and the Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. The ocean, which is south of the India, give a name Indian Ocean, as no other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as our country has. After that, we'll discuss about the another benefit what we are getting due to the strategic position of our country. So due to the strategic position, we have been able to maintain our trade and the cultural relationship with the other countries of the world. If we will take the example of land routes have played important role since time immemorial, or you can say the primitive time. In the north we know that we are having the mountain ranges, so in between the ranges we are getting natural routes across the mountains, and these natural routes are known as passes. So these passes and also the marine routes played a significant role in maintaining trade and cultural relationship with other countries of the world since time immemorial. And due to this strategic position only, we have been able to propagate the idea of Upanishad, the Ramayanas, the stories of Panchatantra, the Indian numeral system, decimal system, and also we have been able to export our merchandise to different countries of the world. And this strategic position of our country also influenced the sculpture, the architectural styles, what we are getting in different parts of our country. After that, we'll discuss about our neighbors. In the northwest, if you will see the map, we are getting Afghanistan and Pakistan. In the north, we are getting China, Nepal, we are getting Bhutan. In the east, we are getting Myanmar. Then we are getting Bangladesh. In the south, we are getting Sri Lanka, and here Maldives. So these are our neighbors, what we are getting. Then after that we'll discuss about the main points what we discussed in the chapter. So with regard to our country, it is rich in its culture, traditions, civilizations. India is spread across both the eastern and the northern hemisphere. What I told you about the latitudinal and the longitudinal extent of our country. The latitudinal extent is in between 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute northern latitude. In the same way, the longitudinal extent is in between 68 degree 7 minute east to 97 degree 25 minute eastern longitude. The Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree northern latitude, passes through almost middle of our country, and it is dividing our country into two equal halves. The total area of our country is about 3.28 million square kilometer, or you can say 32,87,263 square kilometer, which is constituting only 2.4% of the total land area of the world. So this are all about the chapter, and in the next